When are rates gonna drop? Stay tuned. Hi there, thanks for watching this week's video. It's Shirley with Shirley's Real Estate Group, John L. Scott, and this is the BS Real Estate Show, buying and selling real estate, that is. A hot question I keep hearing is, when will mortgage rates drop? Let's explore this, focusing on the key role inflation plays. When we're talking about inflation in the real estate world, we're looking at how the cost of homes and the rates for renting go up over time. Mark Fleming from First American said a primary driver of the increase in the yield over 2023 was inflation expectations. So the higher the current rate of inflation, and more importantly, the higher the expected future rates of inflation, the higher the yield on the 10-year, as investors demand to be compensated for that inflation risk into the future. Throughout 2023, we observed inflation beginning to decrease. However, the expected reduction in rates has not completely materialized, mainly due to a cautious slowdown approach in the market. This graph, sourced from the Fed, tracks the Consumer Price Index, or CPI, as a benchmark for inflation from the 1970s to the present. Highlighted by the red oval on the left, you can see the CPI's significant surge in the early 70s. This spike indicates the period when inflation was on the rise and the Federal Reserve took steps to reduce it. However, they eased off these measures a bit too soon, which led to another sharp increase in inflation before it finally stabilized and began to fall. Looking at the red oval on the right signifies the Fed's current focus. Inflation has dropped from last year's highs, but the Fed is proceeding cautiously to avoid the past mistake of cutting rates too early, which previously renewed inflation. This graph shows inflation has indeed decreased, yet the Fed's goal is to reach a 2% inflation rate. As we moved through 2022 into 2023, we saw inflation falling towards that desired 2%. Right now we are on track, but it's been fluctuating, especially in the latter part of last year, around 3%. The Fed is aiming to hit that 2% mark. If you've got questions on how this impacts your investment strategies, drop me a message. I'd love to hear your ideas for our next topics too. Hit the subscribe button to stay updated with the latest real estate insights. Well, that's a wrap, and I'll see you in the next video.